Okay, so let's again construct an LC circuit. There's our capacitor, and here is our inductor. Let's say that at some moment in time, we know that, we don't know what the current is, but we know that compared to the maximum that the current can be, we are at 1/3 of that maximum. And we want to know what is the ratio of the charge at that moment on the capacitor to the maximum charge. So what's that ratio? So the strategy here is step one, from current to Imax, from this we can get the ratio of the energy in the inductor to the total energy in the LC circuit. Then from energy conservation, so E conservation, we can go from EL over ELC, the energy in the inductor to the total energy, to the energy, to the ratio of the energy in the capacitor to the total energy. And then we can go from EC over ELC to Q over Q max. It's sort of the opposite of what we did here, going from current ratio to energy ratios. We're going from energy ratio to charge ratio. So let's start with 1. So when we have this ratio, right, how do we get the EL? EL is Li squared over 2. And the total energy in the LC circuit can be written in terms of current, because we know this, so we want to write the total energy in terms of the maximum current. And in that case, we can write I max squared over 2. And we know that this is I squared over I max squared, which, given this, has to be 1/9. So from 2, energy conservation in terms of fractions, EL over ELC, and we don't know what the current is, but we know what the current ratio is. EL over ELC plus EC over ELC. So we need to look at energy conservation in terms of ratios, in terms of pure numbers. This tells us that EC over ELC is 1 minus EL over ELC. Let's write down here that we, in fact, just calculated EL over ELC. And so this is 1 minus 1/9. And that is 8/9. And now the last step, which is going from EC over ELC to Q over Q max. So EC over ELC, which is 8/9, can be written in terms of, right, because we're looking for this ratio. We're looking for something in terms of Q and Q max. So we'll write the energy EC in terms of Q, and that's Q squared over 2C. We'll write this in terms of maximum Q, and that's Q max squared over 2C, and that's just Q squared over Q max squared. And we know that this is 8/9. And therefore, Q over Q max is equal to the square root of that, which can be simplified to This is 4 times 2, so it's 2 root 2 over 3.